for coming on. It's me and Momo. Where are you at right now?
I'm in a car headed to Dodger Stadium.
Excellent. So let's talk about where we are right now. Why more than any other reason, Alden, has this team played back to the pack, blown a 9-game lead? What is it to you that is the critical problem?
I think there's one problem that supersedes all of them, and that is in their bullpen. They have as many as 6 high-leverage relievers right now who are on the injured list.
Yep.
And any given night, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts doesn't really have anybody to turn to hold leads. Alex Vesia has been great this year. He's been used a lot. Blake Trinan was great last year. Hasn't looked so great since coming back off the IL. Everybody else who's sort of in that trust tree, they're hurt right now. And there have been other issues. The rotation just now got healthy.
Yep. And
over these last 6 weeks, when they went from a 9-game lead to a 1-game deficit, you've had guys slump, whether it's Freddie Freeman or Mookie Betts or Teoscar Hernandez. But there's no problem bigger than the bullpen in my mind. And the thing, too, is, and this is something the front office talked about when they didn't really address it as much as their fans would have hoped, they have a lot of guys coming back off the injured list. And that is true. The problem is they're still, even the closest guys are still a week or two away.
Yeah.
And it's like, how are they going to piece this thing together? Even just looking at this series, who's going to save games if it calls for a save situation? It's a real problem.
How do you answer that question, by the way? Who do you think he should go to in a save situation?
Well, I mean, if you look, it should be Alex Vesia and Blake Trinan, right? But those guys just, I mean, Alex Vesia probably. Blake Trinan hasn't looked right. So you just got to hope that he's okay. Otherwise, you have somebody like Ben Kasparius, who at the beginning of the year was fantastic. Hasn't been that guy since. And you have someone like Edgardo Henriquez, who's got great stuff. Like that kid can throw 105.
Yep.
But sometimes he has no idea where it's going. So that's a problem.
I have this theory that they're just gassed, that they had a whole long season last year. They started early and then went to Korea. Then they played all the way through the World Series. Then they had another short off season because they start early and go to Japan. And they're doing a lot of stuff off the field too. All these guys have marketing things. Freddie had his documentary. Mookie's got a podcast. Like, I just think they're gassed. And this is what happens sometimes when you win a championship.
Ramon, I'm glad you said that because I said that on a Foul Territory yesterday, and then they put it on social media, and I just got hammered on social media for being some Dodgers apologist. Well, I was just trying to I think you're absolutely right, and I think that's not making excuses for them, but it's a very real thing, and I talked to some of the players about it. And think about it, it's not just they played until October 30th last year. They rode their bullpen really hard, particularly guys like Evan Phillips and Michael Kopech and Blake Trinan, guys who just haven't been available to them this year. And then they open up the season in Japan in the middle of March. So they had the latest end to a season and the earliest beginning to the next one. And again, that's not an excuse. They also brought in a bunch of guys, and they have a lot of players who should be performing a lot better than they are. But it's a very real thing. Like, nobody has repeated as a World Series champion in 25 years. There's a reason for that. And it's not just – and a big part of it is there's more playoff rounds, more randomization, sure. But it's hard. Like, go ask members of the 2023 Rangers about how they felt in 2024. Not just pitchers, but position players. It's hard to play that deep into the season, especially consistently as the Dodgers have, and then just climb that proverbial mountain again. And I think the Dodgers are feeling it right now. I think that's very real.
Alden Gonzalez from ESPN is with us, getting ready for Dodgers Padres at Dodger Stadium tonight. Mason and Momo in for Ireland today here on 710 ESPN. So what is it fair to criticize Andrew Friedman for being relatively inactive at the trade deadline? A lot of high leverage relievers moved, Mason Miller and David Bednar and Camilo Doval and Yohan Duran and all these guys moved. Outfielders, Cedric Mullins, Stephen Kwan. I mean, are we going to look back and say, damn, we blew it at the trade deadline? Is it fair to criticize Andrew Friedman?
I think it's definitely fair. Absolutely. Because they could have gotten those guys and they made a conscious decision to not go get those guys. The Dodgers have the prospect capital to go out and get whoever they want. They can compete with anybody in those spaces, and ultimately they were unwilling to do it. And now, look, I understand where they're coming from in not going out and getting those guys, and where they're coming from is Tanner Scott, Michael Kopech, Kirby Yates. Those guys are going to come back eventually, and their pitching staff is going to be incredibly deep anyway, and so why are you going to give up your best prospects to get a big-time arm, especially with the prices that guys like Duran and Griffin Jacks got? But I could also see it on the other side, and I can see why fans are frustrated, and it is that you look up right now, the Padres have already passed you in the division with a bullpen that looks much, much deeper than yours. And, okay, yeah, you can say that you're going to get all those guys back, but what are they going to look like?
Yeah, what about now, by the way? We just fell behind. What about now before those guys get back?
What about now is very relevant. How are you piecing these next couple of weeks together? But also, what are those guys going to look like when they come back? Because Andrew Freeman spoke to us recently, and he was touting just how good he thinks that pitching staff is going to be when everybody's healthy. But that's still a big if. Like, Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates have not pitched well this year. Michael Kopech has made 8 appearances all year. You're counting on those guys to not only come back healthy, but get right for the stretch run. Can it happen? Sure. Is it a lot to bank on in a season where, given your off-season moves, you have clearly put a lot of eggs into this basket of being the first repeat champion this century? Yeah, it's a lot to count on. And I think they took a risk. There's a big risk in giving up big prospects to get players, especially relievers. But for the Dodgers, given where they're at right now, it was a big risk to not do something.
How bad is Max Muncy's injury?
They don't think I haven't seen the lineup yet. It hasn't been posted yet. It sounded from what Dave Roberts was telling us on Wednesday that he just wanted to give him that day, and then the Thursday off, then he'll be back on Friday.
Okay.
The Dodgers hope so, because when he missed time with that knee injury, that lineup suffered. But it doesn't seem like it's serious right now, Ramona.
What do the Dodgers need to accomplish this weekend, Alden?
They need to win a series. I think that's
at least 2 out of 3, right?
I mean, I think they need to. I mean, look, it's not just a series. They got 6 games against the Padres in 10 days, as you guys know. And look, I mean, players are quick to say this, and they're right. It is still only the middle of August.
Yep.
I get it. But you don't see the Padres anymore this year. This is it. I think it's really important for them to win this series. And I think, winning a division and getting one of those first 2 seeds so that you get a bye is a major advantage. And I know that there's a lot of years in which it didn't go well for the Dodgers waiting around.
Yep.
It is still something that teams strongly prefer, because when you boil baseball down to a best of 3, you are opening yourself up to a lot of random stuff happening. It's bad enough when it's a best of 5. Best of 3, you're making yourself very susceptible to just losing to an inferior team. Any little thing doesn't go your way, you don't win that series and your season is over. It's in the Dodgers' best interest, and it's in, frankly, everybody's best interest, to try to get one of those top 2 seeds. And if the Dodgers want to do that, I think they need to get the best of the Padres over these next 6 games.
All right. Hey, listen, Alden, appreciate you checking in, man. Thanks for coming on, and we're excited for the series. It's going to be unbelievably interesting all weekend long, and we appreciate your time.
No problem. Yeah, should be fun.
Cool.
We'll tune in.
Thanks very much. It should be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, meaningful baseball games in August, not what I was expecting.
These are the
from this
most
team.
important games they've played all year.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not being hyperbolic.
Nope.
This is, Alden said it's 6 games, and then they don't see the Padres again.
Yeah, this is it right now. You're listening to KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma brand station. And coming up next for you is Fast Track.